Hello everyone, and welcome to today's program. My name is Alex, and I will be showing you how to make your own holiday cards on the Cricut. I'm going to be showing you how to do it the easy way in Design Space, and also the more fancier version with using Adobe Illustrator. Now, let's begin. So here we are in our Design Space. Now we're going to be making some general holiday cards, and they tend to be simple shapes, such as circles for ornaments and layered triangles for Christmas trees or pine trees. So now let's begin. You can find these various shapes under the shapes icon on the left side of the screen. So let's open it up. First, I'm going to be designing an ornament. So then what you can do is just click on it, and then I'll just bring up the circle. Now please make sure that it is still cut. Sometimes it may say print and cut, and we don't want that. So now let's begin with adding the little square part of the ornament. Now, since this is not going to be a perfect square, we have to make sure to unlock it so that we can make it a custom shape. All right. I'm just going to turn this. All right, now we're just going to do this. Highlight everything, and then click Weld. Now it's one solid shape. I'll make sure it still says no fill, which is a good thing. Now, in order to get that little hook shape to attach to the tree, it's going to be really difficult to try to make that with the shapes on here. So we can actually look up for a free image on the images section. So then what we could do, we could just type in cane, since that's roughly the shape that we need. Very nice. We have a free one right here. So let's click and insert that. Scale that all the way down. Same thing like before. Let's make it one whole piece. Now to add in the holiday greeting. I'm just going to be doing a general happy holidays. Nothing wrong with general. Let's find a nice little festive font. We're just going to choose this. All right, now we have our font. We're going to do this and attach it. Now let's give it a nice red ornament color. Here we go. So now we have roughly our ornament. Now let's get on to making our tree. And since it's going to be layered with multiple triangles, we just have to copy and paste them together. Now, since we got the top portion of our tree done, now we just have to get the lower bottom portion, which is simply a rectangle. Now be careful when you're making this stuff, because you want to make sure that it's going to actually fit on the card itself. As you can see on the Design Space, it gives you a rough size of it. And the default should be in imperial, which is inches. So as you can see, it's about 6 inches tall, which is a tad too big for the standard card size. All right, now since we finished designing our ornaments and little tree for our card, let's get to making it. And that's what's nice, it automatically does a color coordination on it. So our red ornament is going to be on a red little sheet, while our pine tree is going to be on a green sheet. Now make sure that your material is set to the proper material. You see I have vinyl, which is incorrect. I have to change it to paper. Okay, everything's all set up. Now, let's get to cutting. Hello everyone, and now we're getting started on our cutting process. So make sure you have your Cricut mat and your construction paper or even color paper loaded onto it. Now, all we have to do is hit the load button to load in the mat. Alright, so then since everything's loaded up, all we have to do is just hit the cut button.
One eternity later.
Alright, and now our ornament is done. Make sure to eject it and then we can get onto our Christmas tree. Alright, I have taken off the ornament and switched to a new sheet with our green paper loaded onto it, which we can cut out our Christmas tree. And make sure to load it in correctly and then just hit the load button and then we're all set to cut. Now, let's get to cutting. Now it has finished cutting, so now we just have to unload it and then just glue it to the card. Alright, and welcome back to the advanced part of this Cricut holiday card making. As you can see, I already have my image imported and already on our design space. So how I made this specific image itself was through Adobe Illustrator. And you can actually come in and use Adobe Illustrator for free in case you wanted to try your hand at making these cards. So in this specific image, most of these little houses and also a little Santa Claus hat, I did not make from scratch. There's actually a website, or actually a series of websites, that you can download free vector images to import onto the design to actually save you time for making cards or anything along these lines. So now that it's all imported right here, we just have to go in, print and cut it. Now, I'm not going to go over the whole print and cut and learning how to do this because we've actually had a previous video one of my coworkers has actually made on how to do this. So when you have some free time, check it out. It's a good video and you can actually learn how to make your own stickers. Alright, and here we are with our finished products. So we have our very simple design that we used for various shapes and the text in order to cut out and glue onto our card. And then we have our more advanced version using Adobe Illustrator and the print and cut tool. So thank you for stopping by and watching our video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and goodbye.